if you're trying to make money, clothing brands are probably at the bottom of the list.
Having kids will slow you down in business. The way that I structure my business is cutting out the noise, cutting out the nonsense, optimizing my time as much as possible.
Alrighty, good morning y'all. It is Saturday morning, and before we dive into business mode, we gotta do some dad mode stuff. So what does that mean? Make breakfast for Leanna, get her dressed for the day, get her ready, get her getting started on the day, and then I can get my coffee and food. So let's do that real quick. Where's the monster?
Over here.
Where? Jeez. Where's the monster?
Over here. Elsa monster.
Oh yeah, it is the ice monster. Did you finish your breakfast?
No.
Uh-oh. You still have some blueberries to eat. Can you eat your blueberries while you...
Can you feed me?
Can you eat your blueberries while you paint?
Can you feed me?
First thing in the morning is I always check sales overnight and how our ad spend is going. That's like the first two things I do, and then I go into emails. I also forgot that I just bought this, which is an ND filter for this camera. So I just bought this entire setup, the camera, the lens, tripod, mic, just to up my game in vlogging. So doing it for the cause. How are we looking? Not bad, not too bad. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know what an ND filter, but basically it dims and brightens your shot without having to update any of your ISO settings, shutter settings, or f-stop. So you can maintain the same cinematic quality, but also be able to go outside and have a good shot. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring this out when we get some coffee. So let's go. One thing I hate about Invisalign is I gotta take it out every single time I drink coffee. I got this Shakerado, which is like a brown sugar espresso. Ever since we're boycotting Starbucks, it's been hard to find a good brown sugar shaken espresso. So let's see. That's actually not bad. It added an orange on top of it. I actually like this a lot. Yeah, that's good. It's fire. Yeah, I'm giving that place a solid like 8.5, almost 9, because it was actually like really good. First time having Play Coffee in orange. I usually go to Black Dot. Black Dot's one I go to, but yeah, Play Coffee takes the cake on this one. I told myself in 2025 that I would pick up the vlog more and really just get back into YouTube. It's been a while since I actually have gotten back into YouTube, but yeah, pick up the vlog and just kind of document my journey building this clothing brand. It's been super fun building this the past couple years, and there's so much that I want to do this year that it just seems like it. When I look back at the past 2 years and how much we've grown as a clothing brand and how much we've done, I would have loved to see vlogs of us doing that. And I think that's why it pushed me to pick up the vlog camera more, mainly because if I were to look back last year or 2 years ago and be like, wow, like that's where I was now, that's where I was before, and this is where I'm here now, there's a drastic change of what we were doing. So yeah, I think that's really a motivator for me to pick up the vlog camera and just kind of document what I've been doing, sharing goals and documenting the process. That's kind of what I want out of the vlog. And even if 0 people watch this vlog, I know that I could go back and watch these vlogs and be like, wow, that's where I was a year ago. And it's mainly just a way for me to document the journey and bring anyone who wants to learn or experience what it's like to build a clothing brand along the way as well. And also, just for some background, like, we're a 6-figure clothing brand, right? We almost closed at $500,000 in revenue last year. And I look on YouTube and I see all of these, like, quote unquote e-com gurus going around driving their Lamborghinis, saying how they can make you a millionaire by, you know, starting a clothing brand or whatever. I will tell you this, it's not always the glitz and glam when it comes to e-com and it comes to clothing brands. A lot of these clothing brands, they have their own warehouse, they do all the work, and I don't have the time for that. So my approach to clothing brands is a lot different than a lot of other people, how they operate it, right? I have a full-time job, so I can't be in a warehouse all day packing orders. Now, that's what we did in the beginning, the first year or so. We were in my garage, or we had a storage unit and we were packing orders, and that was all fine and dandy. But I mean, at our capacity right now and the amount of orders we're shipping out daily, that's just not sustainable for someone like myself who has to focus on a lot of other things in life. So the way that I have approached it is try to be as offhand as possible, try to delegate as much as I can, and that's worked really well. You know, we're scaling really fast, but like, I'm not just sitting, you know, I'm not boasting about how much I make or whatever like these e-com gurus do. I'm just a dude with a brand, right? And that's not to discourage you at all to start a clothing brand. I'm just saying there's a lot of ways that you can go about it. There's a lot of ways you can operate your own business. And this is just my approach, where I try to take as much of a step back as possible, let things go on autopilot, and make some passive income. But basically what I'm trying to say is, having done a lot of what these e-com gurus are saying, it's not like that at all. Yeah, you barely make margins on clothing brand, and we can talk about that in another video, but the margins on clothing brands are not the greatest. If you're trying to make money, clothing brands are probably at the bottom of the list. You have to really love what you do to succeed. So, yeah. Ready to go to the park? You gonna give that flower to who?
To mommy.
You gonna give it to mommy?
Yeah.
Alright. Have your shoes on now. All right, time for some real talk. I want to keep it an absolute 100 with you guys. Having kids will slow you down in business. There's literally no way around it. I mean, just looking back when I was 20, I'm never gonna move at the same pace that I was moving when I was a 20-year-old. I mean, I was eating ramen every single day, grinding in my apartment, and had no worries except basketball, gym, and school. Now, you've got responsibilities, you got diapers to change, you got daycare and school drop-offs, random colds that come at the middle of nowhere, and tantrums that come about before calls, before you get into the mode. There's things that just come up so unexpectedly. Now, before kids, I was able to lock in. Like, you put me in this office and I'm gone for the next
8 to 10 hours just grinding away. Doesn't matter if it's after work, doesn't matter if it's before work, I'm able to lock in so easily. Now, it's a little different. I'm working more in sprints. I'm finding an hour here, 30 minutes here, 2 hours here. I mean, look at today. I mean, the whole entire day I was with my kids and barely just got home and was able to work and finish up. And now I'm filming this vlog. Guess what time it is? 12:47. 12:47. Now, it's really late, obviously, but I enjoy it. When I started FITH, my clothing brand, I imagined myself to grow it very, very fast. But growth can actually look so different between one person and another person. For example, like having a clothing brand is amazing, and I know a lot of e-com gurus and clothing brand owners that go all in and are able to find a warehouse, they're able to get, they ship their own orders. They're in the middle of a grind, which fully, wholeheartedly, like, respect. We were doing that in the beginning. But the way that I structure my business is a little different now that I'm a dad. For example, we started a 3PL as soon as possible. Like, we didn't look for storage space, we didn't look for, well, we had a small storage, but we didn't have to look for a warehouse or an office or anything like that because we knew we wanted to outsource our shipping and operations as fast as possible. Why? Because I just need time. I need time back. And that was the best way to approach it. For other people, it may be a waste of money, but for me, time is everything. Hear me out. You may think I'm just like complaining or whatever. I have 2 kids, whatever. But, and this is a big but, it's way more worth it being a dad and running these businesses. Because yeah, I may not be building it fast, but I'm actually building it with more purpose. I'm not just building a business to build one, I'm building a brand that has meaning, a brand that actually represents something. And it comes from me wanting my kids to see that and to see that I'm building something that's so much bigger than just the clothes you wear on your body. The way that I structure my business is cutting out the noise, cutting out the nonsense, optimizing my time as much as possible. I gave the example for 3PLs. For example, in another example, I hired a team as soon as I was able to financially. An offshore team, obviously, full of virtual assistants, operations managers, that I was able to fund from the revenue I was generating before I even paid myself a salary. I was able to find a team to offload a lot of these tasks. So being a dad, you find a way to find solutions to problems faster, in my opinion. You learn to be efficient, you learn to cut out the nonsense. You honestly just get smarter because you have to. That's literally what you have to do to stay afloat, to make sure your babies are good, to make sure your kids are good. So yeah, being a dad does slow you down, and being a dad is actually probably not the best for your business, but it also keeps you grounded and also keeps you hungry. And at the end of the day, I would not trade anything in the world for what I have today. So to all the parents, the dads, the moms that want to run this business or want to follow their passions out there, keep going. You're not moving slow, you're moving with meaning. So yeah, that's what I got today. Hope y'all enjoyed the vlog. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love. Peace.